We are live here from Boondall Iceworld for another fantastic game of AWIHL action. I'm Lachlan Niels alongside Ivan Rapchuk tonight on the call. And 2 versus 3 on the ladder. Ivan, it should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. For me, I'm really keen to see how Brisbane deals with this game, because if you remember, they went down to Melbourne and they lost both. However, the second game, they were up in the second game before the Ice came back and won it in the end. So I'm actually thinking that the 2 wins for Melbourne may have flattered them a little bit, and really keen to see how Brisbane, with the addition of an extra import and a few players back, make this look.
And a few players back as well, a few players out of the lineup. A key one in between pipes, Katie Meyer over in Poland right now with the under-18 women's national team. And a couple players on both sides over there right now in Poland. So hello to you, as well as Amy Hubble, who is over there as well. And tonight, the Melbourne Ice are here as defending champions. They are 8-2, a tremendous record. They've been very disciplined at the back, and they're the best power play unit in the league as well. So Brisbane have struggled a little bit on the power play this year, and the Ice have a very good penalty kill, and this should be possibly one of the stories of the game here tonight. Over on the Melbourne side, there's a couple players who have been really producing for them, but one player here tonight who is definitely they're going to want a big game from is 91 Christina Julian. She's third in the league in points coming into this one, and she's averaging 2 points a game, which any coach would love to see. But on top of that, has only 2 penalty minutes on the entire season and 8 in the last 4 years. So an extremely disciplined player. 97 goals career in the AWIHL, so definitely a milestone watch for her here this weekend. But on top of that, she's a multi-sport athlete star and has played football at the highest level you can get, played in the 2011 Women's World Cup in Germany for Canada.
Yeah, I think it's spectacular when you talk about this, because this is an athlete that has played the highest level of football, soccer in the world, on one of the best teams in the world. At the time, Canada was probably top 5 team.
They were ranked second in the world at that point.
And now she's playing ice hockey as well. Played in obviously in Canada at a very high level. It just shows what an athlete she is.
And now a member of the Australian women's national team. She had a great campaign in the gold medal effort over there last year. And her first actually venture over to Australia was with the Perth Glory in 2013-14 in the W League season. But over on Brisbane right now, they've had a lot of players producing, and it's been a kind of a story of no one player has been carrying the workload. They've been getting points from a lot of different people, but one person we're going to have a look at here tonight is number 3, Lindsay Klinick, in her 6th season here in the AWIHL. She's about to actually pass her stats from last season, so she's having a great season here this year, and she's distributing the puck very well, has 7 assists, is leading the team in that stat, and as well, very disciplined, only 2 penalty minutes for her name as well this year, so it's going to be great. It's always great when your local players can produce like that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where players like Lindsay and Christina Julian as well hardly take any penalties. They probably draw at least 1 or 2 penalties every game on them. They're worth their weight in gold. Now that Christina Julian is a non-import, and Lindsay, of course, is a naturalized Australian, so she's obviously not an import as well. And I think just those forwards who have speed and hockey sense are just absolutely the engine room of either one of their teams. And I have a feeling those 2 lines, the Brisbane line with Lindsay and the Melbourne line with Christina, will be definitely matching up a few times over this course of this game.
So we are going to get set here for the anthems And the ceremonies here and puck drop is coming up very shortly here, and for what should be an incredibly great game of AWIHL action. We will be right back. So we are just getting set for the so the ceremonial puck drop gets us underway. And just a look back to the officials here tonight with the armband on. In the middle, it's Nick Williams, and then we've got John Bristow and Tommy Harkness on the lines. So it should be a very good game here. Both sides just getting some last-minute preparations. Ivan, what do you want to see from both sides here early?
Well, I think Melbourne wants to make a dent early. They want to put the crowd out of the game. They want to make a statement against the second goalie for Brisbane. They want to get shots and get goals. They want to put pressure on early. I'm expecting big things in that space from Melbourne. And Brisbane, they want to absorb that, and they want to come out with their speed. We haven't talked about her yet, but Emma Withrich is back in the lineup as an import, and I'm just really excited to see where Coach Matt Meyer has lined her up. Has he put her on the lineup with Annie Fitzgerald? They're going to have double imports there, or are they going to mix the line? So Emma was a superstar last year, and her and Annie, I'm expecting just lightning, for lack of a better word, from this year.
I see what you did there. There's actually a connection there, too. Before Brisbane Lightning, both played at Boston University, and I don't believe at the same time, but they both went through that system there. So there's natural chemistry, if you will. But with the ice here in Brisbane, the sheet of ice, it's a big Olympic sheet of ice. So look for both sides to try and stretch this ice out early. And like you said, use their speed and get things going. For Brisbane, I think they're going to want to weather the early storm, like you just said, and come out firing here early. And we talked about taking the crowd out of this game. It's a big crowd here tonight, almost a sellout here at Iceworld in Boondall. So Brisbane are going to want to ride that wave, you would think. So we're getting set for the face-off here. It looks like it's going to be Sharnita Crompton for the Lightning squaring up with Grigalulunius.
I think it's Danielle Butler going in.
Oh, pardon me. Yeah,
there.
it is. Sorry, I saw the 6. I thought it was 16. You're right. That is Danielle Butler, the import. And we are underway, and the face-off is won here by Brisbane. That one gets dumped over and picked up by Melbourne quickly. And that one is picked back up and dumped into the zone for an early icing call.
Well, that's some, just right off the bat, as a team, you want to, as the home team specifically, you want to get some pucks deep and work it down low. And we had a little bit of neutral zone congestion there, trying to play a pass directly across the neutral zone. I think Brisbane's probably not looking to do that. They're going to look to get some pucks in deep and put pressure on Melbourne.
And, it almost looked like they were trying to do a dump and chase game here early. They got a lot of speed up on the forwards, and it's been effective so far for them this season. This one gets sent around the back from Fitzgerald, and that one's going to get picked up here in the corner by Kelly Costa, the captain, who sends it forward, and that gets picked up by the Melbourne Ice. But a stick check there makes things a little loose here in the neutral zone, and this one gets knocked away, and Fisher sends that one up, and it looks like that got knocked into the bench. And we will have a face-off just outside of the Melbourne ice zone.
Danielle Butler was just on. I always think she's a non-import. I'm still waiting for that to happen. It's been, how many years has she been in the AW now? I think 3 or 4.
It's been a few, yeah, and she's worn that A on her jersey for at least a couple years as well, too. Very beloved in the Melbourne ice hockey community, as they are going to win this puck and dump it up. It's going to get picked up by Mossman, who dumps this one through. I think that might have got a touch, and yes, it did, so they're going to have to chase this one in. And Mahoney tried to win that one there. And Fitzgerald trying to win that puck, but Melbourne very strong. And Julian with a great outlet pass here, and now here comes the Melbourne ice the other way. It's Godfrey, but that gets taken away by Fitzgerald, who sends that one forward, and it gets picked up here again in the neutral zone. Brisbane kind of winning a bit more of the garbage here in the neutral zone. They're going to dump this one down, and they're going to get some changes, and gives the ice a chance to break out here. Brisbane doing a good job defensively there to force some miscommunication, but this one's going to get picked up here by Pullen. Sends that one over to Nucinamith, and it gets picked up by McDonald. Sends that one over and dumped around the corner here by Dixon. And player goes into the boards there as a shot gets taken on, and that one gets knocked away before it reaches the goaltender, and this one gets sent up and over and is won there in the corner by Anderson. Rapchuk picks up the puck here and dumps it down around the corner. Has a player chasing. But Melbourne very structured in the back, and they're weathering this early pressure as it comes to Fisher here. She's going to dump this one forward, try and use her speed. Now here comes the ice, but that one gets knocked into the zone for a second. But it's picked up here by Davis Tope, who's going to dump that one down. And it just goes past Jakowicz, and now here comes a chance. Mahoney with a shot. That one gets saved. Great glove save there, but it's still loose, and this one's going to get ended up covering up. Great opportunity there created by the Lightning.
Great chance for Courtney Mahoney. I think I got my answer as to how the lineup's going here for Coach Matt Meyer. So he has put the 2 imports, Fitzgerald and Withrich, on the same line with Lindsay Killenick, and that slid Nita Crompton and Fisher in with Courtney Mahoney. So 2 really solid first 2 lines for the Lightning now.
And yeah, that import addition creates a very strong second line there, and we see that again. Another shot on target, and she's going to have to cover up there. 2 very good saves here by Kayla Arthur to start the game. She's got a .900 save percentage and is averaging only 2.6 goals against this season, so a tremendous record for her. This one's picked up here by Mahoney, who's going to take this one down to the corner and is going to loop it around. Picked up here by Fisher. And the referee just gets in the way there. And it's picked up here by the ice. They're going to break this one out. Have a couple players getting forward, and a good poke check there knocks it away. And I think that Costa might have just lost track of where that puck is, and this one's fished out in a dangerous spot behind the net now for the ice. They got a couple players lining up for a shot there. A good D creates some space, and that one gets knocked away with the pad. Arm in the air here, and it looks like Brisbane's going to go up on a power play. And this one's going to come all the way down and get touched up by Sanamont. And Brisbane have their first opportunity of the game here on the power play.
Looks like a cross check is going to be called, and I actually think there may have been a bit of a miscommunication by the referees on this one, because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Nick Williams has actually called this against the ice, even though they touched the puck. He had his arm up and pointing at Brisbane. So Brisbane's get to show off their power play now.
And it's we talked about it in the pregame here. The meet at Billy's power play, first one of the night here for Brisbane. And they're going to work this puck around. It is one of the best penalty kills in the league against a power play unit that has struggled a little bit here this season. And it's been a story in some of their games we've already seen here in Brisbane this year. This one's going to get knocked forward now, taken into the zone by Clinic.
So it looks like they've moved Emma Withrich to the top there, play QB on the power play here.
Looped around by Crompton. This one's going to get sent up and over the net, and it's going to get picked up here in the corner by Madison LaPlante. And a big slap shot and saved right in the breadbasket there by Arthur. And it's her third save of the night.
I think that's Piers in net for...
Pardon me, it is. Looking at the wrong sheet there. Arthur in net, pardon me, for Brisbane is why she's been on my mind. It's Michaela Piers, who's got an even better record, 6-0 on the season with a .930 save percentage and a .155 goals against.
Stellar.
So a very good goaltending battle here tonight here in Boondall. And this one gets picked up by the Lightning behind the net, sent over to Courtney Mahoney here, and laid off to Costa, the captain. And a good play there by the defender, Anderson, to knock her off the puck and win this one. And it's picked up here in the defensive zone and dumped up, but now it's in a very dangerous spot, but a good heads-up play there to knock that one out of the zone. That was Emily Davis-Tope there with that play, and it's won here by Anderson. So the Ice are going to look to clear a few more seconds off this power play here. And the Lightning will pick this one up now. And they're taking their time, 39 seconds here to go on this Meet at Billy's power play. Rapchuk has it here. Lays it off to Fitzgerald on her left, or on her right, pardon me. Fitzgerald's going to take the zone and loop around. And tried to lay off a pass, but it looked like it caught a Melbourne Ice skate. Now it's in a good spot here behind the net. Clinic is moving around effectively here. Looking to lay it off to a teammate there, and she has. That one gets sent. A beautiful pass and a backhand attempt on goal by LaPlante just goes wide. Fitzgerald here, 3 seconds to go on the power play, and the Ice will have Kelly back out on the ice. So we are back to even strength here. And the Ice weather the early storm, but an opportunity here created in front of them. It's going to go in the net and scores. So some dangerous, the puck gets lost there in a dangerous spot, and a stick goes on the net. It looks like possibly there was a save there early by Michaela Piers, but the second opportunity gets knocked in by Fitzgerald. And it's a 1-0 game here for Brisbane.
Now that wasn't truly a power play goal because obviously the penalty was up, but there was actually pretty good zone time by the Brisbane Lightning on that power play. It's been a lot better than they've done in the past. We'll see how it goes. You had Lindsay killing it going around the zone like a little water bug there. I'm interested to see how she goes because she's just fresh off the plane. She spent the past 2 or 3 weeks celebrating Christmas overseas, so she's probably raring to go. Hasn't been on the ice much is my guess.
So the puck now here is sent over to Fisher for Annie Fitzgerald. It's her 9th goal of the season, leads the team, and that one is offside. So for Brisbane, we talked about it the early start. They were going to want to weather the early storm, and right now there hasn't really been much of a storm. It's been 5 shots on target for the Lightning, and the Ice have yet to register a shot. So good job by Brisbane keeping their shape and keeping organized here in the early going. And right now they have the 1-0 lead to show for it. But this Melbourne Ice team is never out of any game. We talked about it in the pregame as they already have a comeback win against the Brisbane Lightning here this season. And a good move knocks it into the zone, but it gets picked up there by Julian. And that one is loose in front. And Saint Amand is going to try and clear this one here and dumps it forward. And that's going to get picked up by Rapchuk here in the defensive zone. And calls for pressure from the Melbourne Ice bench because right now they're very passive kind of on the forecheck. This one's going to get dumped in and Worm's going to chase.
Yeah, I'm very surprised by how Melbourne's not putting pressure on the Brisbane D when that puck gets across the red line in the defensive side for the Lightning.
And there have been a few spots here tonight when the pucks have been loose that if they win a bit more of this garbage, it's potentially still a 0-0 game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Brisbane are going to win this one here in the neutral zone with Brown, and she's going to send it all the way down around. It's going to get picked up behind the net. And Brisbane, great forechecking now. LaPlante has the puck in a dangerous spot. He's going to take it around. Great skating, but good defense there as now they're going to create a breakout opportunity here, 3-on-2. It's now 3-on-3 because Brown has been able to get back a shot and a dangerous deflection, but that one goes up and over the net. Another shot thrown on target. Arthur's going to see that the whole way and just cover that one up for the first shot on target for the Ice.
I'm sure
so far this game.
Yeah, I'm sure Kayla Arthur's pretty happy to touch the puck, to be honest. We're almost 10 minutes into the period, and this is the first time she's actually got a feel for the puck. Not a real not a real shot, but still, it's one of those ones where that first deflection was really dangerous. Yeah. And this one just kind of bounced up as a little bit of a rainbow into her glove, but I'm sure she's happy to see the puck and get a feel for it.
And now here comes Brisbane, a 3-on-2 the other way, and this one's going to get dumped in and chased now. And the Boondall boards are going to possibly create a dangerous opportunity, but the puck is won here by the ice, and they're going to try and break this one out. But it gets picked up by Mossman, who's going to send it back into the zone. Fitzgerald will chase. A good stick lift there, wins the puck here for Brisbane, and now here comes a good shot on target, and it sounded like that got pipe, and the goalie now just covering up here, but that was frantic for a second there for Michaela Peters.
Michaela Peters has seen 8 shots in the first 8 minutes, and I don't think Melbourne can keep this up. You got this line here with Killinick on one side, Wuthridge on the other, and Fitzgerald in the middle, and if you're letting these guys get 8 shots, which is a shot a minute, I think Piers is going to, even despite her stellar save percentage, is going to be in trouble as the game progresses.
That number is going to get tested here if the Ice aren't able to organize a little bit better. It just kind of seems frantic for them right now as they're not really able to clear this zone, but here they do now coming in. It's Julian who's going to use her class there, but it gets picked away for a second, but she will pick this puck back up. Heads up looking for the net the whole way, and that one gets picked off by Fitzgerald and sent forward to Clinic, so here comes a dangerous chance now for the Lightning. Lindsay Clinic will lay that one off. And it's taken around back now on a wraparound attempt. That one got saved by the pad, and now it's still loose here. And Crompton's going to take this one back, and it looks like a change will be made for Brisbane, and that's where the miscommunication happens. But it will get picked up here by Mahoney, and she will take it into the zone. But a poke check there just kind of loses it for a second. It takes a weird bounce off the stick that's on the ice. Not sure who lost it.
Looks like it's Michaela Piers' stick, actually, the goalie.
It is, actually. So that one there, she hasn't got a chance to get that back yet. So you've got a goalie without a stick. But the Ice will be able to get it away for a second. Icing should be called, and it is. So at least Michaela Piers will get her stick back. And crisis, for now, avoided for the Melbourne Ice.
This is one of those games where the Melbourne Ice have to avoid sort of waiting for moments of individual brilliance by Christina Julian to save them, because if Matt Meyer's going to match up with his imports, then she's going to have a tough time getting through 2 relatively equivalent players every shift.
So a highly contested face-off here, and it finally gets won by Brisbane. This one is sent back to Dixon, who sends one on. That one gets chopped on goal, and it is deflected, but Piers is able to cover. That one gets sent into the slot. It's still loose, but it gets picked away here, and it looked like a slip, and that was some nasty contact there, but the Lightning are able to pick up this puck. Fisher sends it forward to Crompton, but that one is loose, and it's going to make it all the way to Piers, and this one will get covered up. Safe decision in the end.
It is. I like how the Lightning have been in on some of those pucks in the crease. There, even Courtney Mahoney was in there, snowed the goalie a little bit, got a little tap on her. I don't mind that.
No.
She's a good goalie. Let's make sure she knows we're around.
And it kind of forces the defenders for the Ice to stand up too.
Absolutely.
So a shot gets sent there through, and it goes wide. Scrum in the corner, and it's picked up here by the Melbourne Ice captain, Stephanie Cochran, and sent forward, but is kept in the zone there by LaPlante. And it stays here in the zone, and McDonald had it for a second. Still loose puck here, and it's picked up by the Ice, but the pass just too far forward, and LaPlante is able to get it here. And Brisbane will pull this one out and send this one forward. And Worm's going to chase, but it gets picked up here by the Melbourne Ice. It's Dutton. Good breakout here, and creates an opportunity now, 2-on-1 for the Ice. He's in on goal with a deke, a shot, and a great save there by Arthurs. Some highly contested pucks here in the early going as she walks in there on target and is able to get a shot on and gets a stick tap there from Kayla Arthur.
I don't mind it either from the Melbourne Ice, to be honest. I think sometimes there's a little too much niceties in the crease, and I don't mind the Melbourne Ice going in there. The puck goes in, you can go in after it.
No, this is ice hockey too, and you got to let the goaltender know you're there. And so far, the Melbourne Ice, and I'm sure the coaches down there would agree with me, that Kayla Arthur's had it a little easy here so far for their liking. but a good, difficult opportunity created there now for the Ice. And potentially another one here as the puck gets lost in the defensive zone and a blind shot taken, and Arthurs is able to cover. And it's sent forward now here. Here comes Fitzgerald. Annie Fitzgerald, great skating there, is able to loop it, and a good pass, actually. But this one is lost behind, and the Ice dumped this one out, but it's kept in the zone by the Lightning. And a good breakout pass here. Finds Carmen Anderson, who's going to use her speed, creating an opportunity now here. Great pass back to the slot, and an arm is actually in the air, so now the Melbourne Ice will have their first power play of the night.
And this is Anderson using her speed, as you said. Carmen Anderson, one of the imports for the Melbourne Ice. I believe she played NCAA hockey, D3 hockey in Maine, and that level of hockey is probably just slightly above the level of the AWIHL, and as a result, those players playing every day, training, and then playing a bunch of games, or their skating, their stick handling is pretty high quality.
And she had a redshirt season too, so that's 5 years training with the team by the time you play your 4 years of eligibility. So a lot of time spent at a very high level, and calls from the Brisbane bench for a penalty, but they're not going to get one here as the shot gets lost there. But the Ice fight to keep this one in the zone there at the blue line. And some physicality there in front, and it looks like Crompton's going to get called for a body check here. Good pass there.
Yeah, or boarding. We'll see how it gets played out.
It looked almost shoulder to shoulder from here, so you might get away with just as a body check, But another chance created here.
The Ice have their extra attacker on the ice.
And a great pass there creates a good opportunity. 2 shots on. Arthur's made a save, and the second one miss. And
finally a puck touch from Rapchuk, and I think the Lightning are very happy to get that whistle.
And you were correct. It looks like boarding will be the call here. Our official has given us that signal, it would appear. Just get confirmation here. So, yeah, boarding is, in fact, the call. So now it's a very dangerous opportunity here for the Ice, 5-on-3. They've got a couple shooters lined up here, but Brisbane able to win that power play, and LaPlante almost able to get it out of the zone, but St. Amand keeps it in for the Ice. Julian sends one into a dangerous spot, but it gets dealt with for now. The Ice going to cycle this puck around. Godfrey sends one on, but it gets deflected for a second, and another shot gets taken on there by Cochran. And Arthur with another save. Brisbane working very hard in their own zone now, and we're going to have a penalty called here by the looks of it, so this might be 5-on-4 in a second.
I think it will be. There's the whistle. There's a hook definitely on LaPlante. I didn't like that 5-on-3 from the Ice. They kept their same structure and it had it really spread out. The 2 shots they had were from the outside. Generally for a 5-on-3, you want to box it up with a shooter in the middle, really compress that ice and bring it in. And you can see the dangerous shot from the point, not really. There was no screen, and it puck went over the net. So
now 5-on-4 here for the next 42 seconds. Then we'll be even for a minute 25. And then the Lightning will have 45 seconds on the player up opportunity. But for now, Brisbane may be the best part of this penalty call as the puck gets moved all the way up to the other end of the ice. So a couple extra meters thrown in between them and the goal to kill off some seconds.
And this is great stuff. We'll have, look at the players on the Boondall Olympic ice surface is big to begin with. Now we got 4-on-3. Lots of room for these players to show their stuff.
So the captain, Cochran's going to bring this one up. Good deke there. She's going to bring it across herself. Has a couple people lining up Anderson, but that one gets poke-checked away by the Lightning and kept in the zone there by Davis Tope. Davis Tope sends this one over, and a shot on, and it was seen the whole way, and Arthur covers up.
Yeah, again, same thing. Look how spread out the Ice are in their power play. They got a 4-on-3. They get a shot from the point with nobody in front. Every goalie in the AW is going to make that save 99 times out of 100.
Pullen has 4 goals on the year, but yeah, you'd like to see her get into a much more dangerous spot than that if you don't have the screen. So it comes to Cochran here. There's a good shot on, but it just goes wide. And now here comes Brisbane, who are able to knock that one forward with Clinic, and now finally they'll get a change here, and this should kill off the player up, and this will. So we're 4-on-4 here for a second. So 39 seconds of 4-on-4. And this one gets won and sent all the way out. And now Fitzgerald's going to use her speed, and she's got the advantage over Pullen here. So this one could be dangerous. Icing waved off because we are 4-on-4, so icing is back in play for another 30 seconds. This one gets won by the ice. They're going to pull it out. It's Davis Tope. Going to send it across there to Pullen. It's going to take a
love tap.
Yes. And Fitzgerald all over here, not making it easy for the ice, and they're actually going to get stripped here right in front of us. But Julian's going to win this puck. Sends it over, but the pass is just too hot there for Sharna Godfrey. And now we are on a meet at Billy's power play for the next 30 seconds here. And an ice player without a stick there, it's Godfrey. And here comes Brisbane. They're going to dump this one down and get a change out. So 15 seconds you would think will kill off here in a second. And it is held up here in the corner. And this will kill off the last 5 seconds of the power play here. So we will be back to full strength. And Fisher will win this puck down here in the corner. Little no-look pass there to Mahoney, and it's back to Fisher, who finds a player in the middle, and Crompton with a shot from the slot. Had some velocity on it too, but it just goes wide. Fisher gets that one stripped there. Now a very dangerous opportunity. Here comes the ice. One-on-one shot, and a great save there by Arthur. It's still loose and gets knocked away.
Fisher will have to go pat Arthur on the back after that one. Love when your goalie bails you out.
Absolutely. So now still with the ice here for a second, but here come the Brisbane Lightning. They win this one back here, and it's Rapchuk who's going to loop this one around and just create some space to pass this one out. She's got Fisher here, and she'll find her. But it gets knocked all the way back to Rapchuk, and the ice will get some changes. So 4 minutes, 25 to go here in this first period. The shots on target way more even now, but a great chance here created by the Lightning, and a shot and saved by Piers.
Both goalies have looked solid. I'll be honest, Lachlan really swallowed up the puck. There's been no second chances given up by either goalie.
So we'll see here on the replay. Here's the breakaway opportunity there. It's Butler. And she just goes glove side. I think Arthur saw it the whole way, and then here we see it again, a little basketball style here, end to end. And Crompton will get the shot on there, and just right in the breadbasket, a comfortable save by Michaela Piers. But almost a very uncomfortable moment here created by the Lightning, as this one's going to get kept in the zone by Callum Bacchus, and it's going to fall on the stick for Brown. Brown with the shot on and an arm in the air. So it looked like she got hooked in the lead up to that shot there.
Probably one of those penalties. You don't want to see it, but
you don't mind taking it.
You don't mind taking it.
I was going to say, it's one of those, like you see when you got an easy layup there. You want to see someone, because don't make it easy. She was about to have a completely uncontested shot there in the slot. And as a coach, like you said, you're not too unhappy with that one. So it's going to be 16.
It's Amelia Griglianis. So.
Griglianis.
Yeah, Abby Brown was stepping in between the hash marks there, and the hook probably saved a goal, to be honest. So
Abby Brown has a great wrist shot on her too, especially from that slot.
So now we get to see again the new look meet at Billy's power play here for the Brisbane Lightning with Wuthridge up top.
And a great pass there gets knocked on, and it falls to Clinic. And that one gets shot on, and a good save there by Piers. Brisbane sends it to Fitzgerald, and a very dangerous shot finds the pipe. I don't even think Piers caught any of that. Got a couple too many players here on the right-hand side, but she'll dance in, and a shot. That one found some pad, I believe. Fitzgerald back up top, and a slap shot, and that one is saved. Wuthridge with the shot there from the point.
Well, Lachlan, they say that your best penalty killer has got to be your goaltender, and in that 30-second, 45-second sequence, Michaela Piers held the fort down. There could have been 3 or 4 chances that went in the back of the net, but she stood tall and was able to keep the puck out.
Added a couple saves to her name as well here. 12 for her here in the first period. And this one gets knocked out of the zone. And the momentum will stop it here just at the blue line. So they'll force Brisbane to play it. Mahoney's going to take the zone. and keep it on her stick. Mahoney has a shot, and that one got deflected dangerously right in front of Piers. Dixon tried to chop that one down. And a little miscommunication at the back will keep it here for Brisbane. Rapchuk sends this one on to Fisher, who's got Costa lurking in the middle if she can find her. Lays it off to Mahoney. To Rapchuk, in that one time, just goes wide. Mahoney will pick this one up here. Sends this one back to Rapchuk, who's got time. Rapchuk with a wrister on it. Dangerous deflection, just sent that one wide. And Fisher with a shot from the bad angle, but that one gets knocked down by the Melbourne Ice player and taken away. Here they come now, creating an opportunity. Brisbane able to get back well, though. It's Poland who's got it down in the corner here, and she's able to win this puck back, and she's got Godfrey at the blue line, but she instead sends it around the horn, and this one will get picked up here by Kelly Costa.
We'll see what happens. Oh, no, she's going off. I was going to say, we'll see what happens here as Brisbane regroups, because Poland was absolutely gassed, but she made it to the bench and got in the change.
So good opportunity here created, but a great poke check there by Raimundo. Sent forward here. Brisbane will pick this one up. And they just got to hold up there for a second as they had a player offside to Julian. The game's starting to get a little physical here with 1:36. Neither side want to back away from these 3 points. And here comes Fitzgerald. Just a little too far out in front of her. That was almost a great move there to create some space. And St. Amant will send a pass over here to Godfrey, who sends one into the middle. And oh, there was some big contact there.
I'm surprised the ref's arm didn't go up on that one,
I am
to be
too.
honest.
That almost looked like there could have been a knee or a stick involved in that one, and a great deke. But that was a poke check there by St. Amant that I don't think got, oh my goodness, a shot from the neutral zone. And I don't think Pierce saw that until very, very late.
No, but she reacted pretty good and again held her ground to keep it only at a 1-goal game.
So Dixon sends this one forward. 49 seconds here to go, and Godfrey will push it forward now for the ice. Godfrey's going to dump this one in. It's going to get chased by Davis Tope, who will pick this one up. Good skating down there in the corner for Davis Tope. Is going to send a no-look pass, but it got knocked away, it looked like, by the Lightning. And with 30 seconds, they might have a chance to create something here. Mossman is going to send this one around, but it's intercepted by Davis Tope, who sends one to the slot. And Brisbane are able to shut that down for a second. But Davis Tope gets a shot on Arthur, who's able to stand strong. 14 seconds to go. That one's kept in the zone, and a very dangerous shot on target, but just saved at the last second by Arthur. 3 seconds left. It looks like we will finish this period without any further exciting moments.
But I'll tell you, that last 30 seconds was a great shift by Melbourne. Jensen Worm saved a goal in the middle of the ice there. After the D on Brisbane gave it away, they put it right on the stick of the forward, and Worm was there to lift it at the last second.
And shout out on that last shift there for the Melbourne Ice. Claudia Nusimovic, with very hard-fought minutes there, was able to create a few things. And both sides right now, I think, going into the second period, it could be a case of who wins more of the garbage, because right now both sides are doing very well defensively to not make anything easy for the other side. It's only 1-0 here at the end of the first period, and all to play for coming into the second, and the third should be a very exciting one as well too.
Absolutely. I mean, to me, that's how Melbourne's got to play. That last sort of 5 minutes they did. They killed penalties with vigor. They got the puck down low. Nusimovic and Emily Davis-Tope, they are tough down low. Emily Davis-Tope is an Australian national team player, loves the puck in the corner, and is hard to get it off of. And that's what Melbourne's got to do. They can't do this, all these little passes in the neutral zone they're trying to get off. They got to get it in deep, work hard down low, and put Brisbane to work down low.
Now, just quick question before we go off the air here for a second to go to the second period. Who does this grindy kind of game favor, in your opinion? With this kind of a lot of loose pucks, a lot of garbage to be won, and a lot of physicality up near the boards, who does this favor?
I actually think it favors Melbourne, to be honest. I think Brisbane's got to keep it fast. I think if Melbourne wants to get it down low and work a lot down there, then absolutely that'll really favor them. I think Brisbane's got to keep the game moving at a really high pace, because Melbourne's going to throw out their first and second line a lot, and the Brisbane Lightning just have to make sure they're making them work every time they're on the ice.
And another thing with that too is you almost got to think forward to tomorrow night as well too, because Coach Meyer, you know, he'd be thinking about it. If they're running those, if Melbourne's running those top two lines a lot tonight, they're going to have some tired legs out there tomorrow.
Definitely.
So we will be back in about 15 minutes time for the second period of this game. Don't go anywhere because it's going to be a great one. Right now at the break, Brisbane Lightning 1, Melbourne Ice nothing. We will be back. We are back here from Boondall after what was a great first period of action. We were just sitting here talking about it for the last 5 minutes or so. It's been one of those games where there's only the one goal on the scoreboard, but tons of highlights from that first period, and there's a lot of ones that kind of go unsung. A lot of good poke checks, creating kind of chaos, not giving up any easy chances for either side. And we saw down here the one penalty called when Abby Brown had a shot there in the slot, and both sides not wanting to give any team anything too easy. Let's have a look at the head-to-head stats right now here as we get ready to go into the second period. As we just talked about, 1-0 on the scoreboard for the Brisbane Lightning. The Lightning got out to an 8-0 start with the shots on target, but that one is a lot more even now as the Ice were able to get 11 on there. So it's 16-11. The save percentages right now you can see there. Brisbane with the perfect one so far, 938 for the Ice, and the penalties 3-2. Neither side has converted on the power play. Brisbane getting their one goal just after, though, however.
Yeah, that pressure that they created on the power play definitely led to the goal. So even though it was not counted as a power play goal, I think the Lightning, with some of their power play struggles in the past, will take a little bit of joy out of knowing that the pressure they created led to a goal a few seconds
later.
later.
We look right now at that power play percentage, which would have gone down with 0 for 3, pardon me, on this one. They are now at 3 for 46 on the season. That is sitting right about 6%. And for context, the Melbourne Ice are at about 30%. And that's where you want to be. They usually say about 25% is where you want to be. Coach Meyer would like a lot better production out of the power play moving forward this season. But they looked better, as we talked about. They definitely look better. We're moving the puck around a lot more.
Both the first and second units actually created a lot of pressure. So I think there's only one way to go. So let's see how they do with their new structure over the next game or two.
And Brisbane right now just a point ahead of the Sirens on the standings. The Sirens get underway in just about an hour's time, but right now we are underway for the second period of this game. And an immediate dump down into the zone, so the Ice are going to try and want to use this forechecking pressure. St. Amant is able to keep it into the zone, but just for now. And she'll get it here, chip this one up forward. And the Ice now look to set something up in the attacking zone, but Brisbane not making it easy for them. That one gets sent down there into the corner. And it's Butler, and a good poke check there by Mahoney. But a good recovery there by Butler, and now here comes an opportunity, 2-on-1, pass into the slot, and it just was not able to be picked up there by Cochran. And Brisbane get away with one here early in the second period.
Yeah, there's a couple players on Melbourne you don't want to have chances like that, and that's Butler and Julian.
So the pass around here, Fisher is able to knock this one forward, and if she can get it loose, she's got a lot of speed to work with. She kind of sends one over as she's falling down, and Julian, great deke there. And another good chance, and here comes Julian, a backhand. 2 saves there from Kayla Arthur.
Just as I mentioned, the 2 players they don't want to give chances to, they've given 2 chances to in the first 2 minutes.
And the Melbourne Ice bench will be a lot happier with this start than they were in the first period, and Brisbane are going to want to break this one out now. And just already in the first minute and a half here, a lot better on the forecheck here from the Ice. So here come the Lightning. Fisher on the left-hand side. Pardon me, Fitzgerald just loses it for a second, throws one into the slot, but no one's there. And Julian now, but it's won by LaPlante. And LaPlante's going to send a shot on from the neutral zone, and it gets knocked wide by Piers. Fitzgerald just sneaks that one there. Great stick handling into the front. Dangerous, dangerous chance there. And it is dealt with by the Ice, but only for now. Withrich sends that one over to the slot. Dangerous backhand shot. Wow, Lindsay Clinic. Just a little turnaround there, spinorama backhander, and it just caught Piers off guard, and Brisbane lead 2-0.
Good puck control and puck protection by Fitzgerald and Withrich, and Killenik found herself in a really dangerous spot, but I do think Piers will look at this and probably want it back in the end.
So we see here on the replay, comes the Clinic there and just sends that one there. That one literally, I think it trickled in past the post there. And Brisbane, it doesn't matter how they go in as long as they do, and they are up now 2-0. So for Clinic, it is her 5th goal of the season.
Fitzgerald adds to her points as well on that one.
So already Fitzgerald's 2nd point of the night. And Costa's going to send this one forward now. and it will get picked up by Dutton. So the Ice were looking for a response here early, and they had all the puck the first couple minutes here of this second period, but right now Brisbane are able to find one against the run of play. So Dutton will pick this puck up here for the Ice, and now they're going to move this one forward. It's Anderson who's going to dump one on, and that actually took a very dangerous bounce right in front of Arthur, who's going to cover up and say no mas for this shift.
I think those pucks are dangerous, especially on summer ice in Queensland. Those bouncing pucks, they can go anywhere. So I think Kayla Arthur did the right thing by just freezing it and saying, let's just restart.
And, you know, when you play as much hockey on this ice as she has, you know, you kind of learn the rinks. And that's one of the things here in Australia that you see a lot more than elsewhere in the world is it's almost like baseball in the fact that every park is a little bit different. Now here comes a great opportunity. Now Mahoney's able to keep on side. That one's into the middle. But great defense there by St. Amman. This one's still loose in front, and a very dangerous chance there from Brisbane. This one's going to go up to Fisher, who's going to send this one back out. Dixon will pick this one up and loop it around to just keep it in the zone back to Dixon, who's going to send this one behind the net now. And it should get picked up by the Ice, and now they're going to break out 3-on-2. St. Amman. And the pass is just too far forward. And Gemesis couldn't pick it up, so icing is called.
And I'm pretty sure we'll see Matt Meyer put out his first line here. Got what looks to be second or third unit for Melbourne. Tired from the icing and from the shift, and hope to get some pressure and some shots on goal here right away.
So Clinic will win this face-off here back to Fitzgerald, who sends one on. What a shot! What a goal! Annie Fitzgerald wins the puck straight away. The face-off win from Clinic gets it to Fitzgerald, and what a shot. You could see it almost there as soon as she won the puck. There was that postage stamp in the top corner. She saw it. We saw it from here on this angle. And watch here on the replay as you'll get to see it again. What a shot! And that one just had too much velocity, and I think that one was going past her glove by the time Piers even saw it. Brisbane with a 3-0 lead now.
And some great work on the inside as well by Wuthridge, because she just clogged the middle of the ice. And I think Piers, though she may not have got that anyway, she didn't see it until it was past her.
And we talked about it before. It was only a 1-0 game at the first intermission, but a lot of these performances, a lot of these moments, we talked about the unseen type of moments here as Wuthridge will have another chance. And she put a dangerous one on there with her stick handling. And Brisbane now all over the Melbourne ice. Mossman sends one in. Clinic's going to dump this one back around. It's picked up by Wuthridge, who sends a great shot on, and Fitzgerald just had a little too much loft on the sand wedge there, and it went up and over. But a great chance there created now, and Brisbane looking very dangerous here at the start of the second period. And now here come the Ice, 2-on-2. Skating forward now, it's Godfrey. And Godfrey sends one on, and that one got knocked up and over by Clinic. Pullen. Going to dump this one back down here, and it goes too far for Kelly, and Brisbane will win this puck, but only for a second. As a great stick check there. Will win this one back for the Ice, but just gets lost in the ice for a second here, and Brisbane break out. Clinic wins this puck, has a look up, sees nothing doing, so they will just dump in and change, and actually Worm might be able to pick this puck up off the change, and she does. And a very dangerous pass back to McDonald, but that one just got poked away. Here come the Ice trying to break this one out. Need to create an opportunity here as Brisbane are forechecking extremely well. Jensen Worm is going to knock this one forward, but just a little too far wide, and will duck into the Lightning bench for a break.
That's one of those, that last goal was one of those little moments in a game. As we see the cycling that happens with Brisbane, just putting it out front, little pass, and Annie Fitzgerald just misses. But that's one of those little moments, the missed pass by the Ice leading to icing, and lets Brisbane get in for a goal. I think that's those moments in the game where you just can count them on your finger, where they're really high-quality chances created by mistakes by the opposition.
And Brisbane right now jumping on all the mistakes as they were able to extend this lead to 3 here very early within the first 5 minutes of the second period. And Melbourne right now, we'll see how they weather this storm. They're a very well-coached team and a very structured team, as now they're going to possibly create a chance here now. Skating in, And a good shot on an even better save there. There was some good velocity on that shot there. And a great save by Arthur. And Mahoney comes up with Anderson. They get tied up here in front of us. And Costa's going to take this puck in now. Kelly Costa, the Brisbane captain. Sends one into a very dangerous spot. Fisher's shot deflects, but just wide. Brisbane right now creating all kinds of headaches for the Melbourne Ice. But now, and just these are the types of moments that we've seen a lot of Melbourne doing the right things to try and stop Brisbane, but then they just can't make that first breakout pass because Brisbane are all over them right now. But Butler now with a chance to create something here. Now here comes Cochran and a shot on. You see, these are the moments where maybe in a different game she makes that pass there because they had 2-on-1 there. They had a great opportunity there to create something, but instead just trying to make something happen too fast. You can see here, had skating in there to the left, it was Butler. But Cochran takes the shot herself, and Arthur saw it the whole way.
I think Brisbane will take a wrist shot from the top of the circles on net with no screen in front any day over a pass to the open player on a 2-on-1. So you're absolutely right.
So Brisbane wins this faceoff back, and a good no-look pass there to Withridge. And here comes Brisbane on the breakout now. Fitzgerald, and it's just too far for Clinic. And this one will get pushed up by Raimundo. Brisbane, great forechecking. They've been doing this all night. Clinic passes back, and that pass is just too hot back there to pick up by Katrina Rapchuk. And Dixon will clean this one up at the back. Takes a couple love taps from Cochran for her troubles, though. And the Ice pick up the puck, but Brisbane not backing down. Fitzgerald, great pick up there, but I think the soft ice might have just held that puck up for a second. It is a warm day here in Queensland. It's about 33 degrees outside right now.
Might actually be the coolest city in Australia at the moment.
Which is crazy to think about the fact that Brisbane, yeah. It's been a very warm one here all around the country this weekend. A contact here as this one comes into the zone. The arms stay down. They're letting them play right now. Both sides playing some good physical hockey here. This one gets picked up here by St. Amant. And Dixon not letting her get anywhere.
I don't mind this. I mean, St. Amant's not afraid of a little bit of body. She showed that in the first period. Courtney Mahoney took a little bit of a check here in front of us. I don't mind it, body on body. Let them play. No, it's not body checking. It's just body contact, and I like how the ref's calling it so far.
St. Amant played 4 years of hockey in the NCAA, and we know North America is probably the most physical place to play hockey on the world, so none of the players who come over here are ever shy. Brisbane now with a great chance here. LaPlante, and it looks like, the soft ice might have just held that one up, but the Melbourne Ice are not going to care. But Mossman now picks this one up. She's got a great slap shot on her. You thought she might have taken one from the blue line, but she dumps a chase. Takes some hard contact there into the boards. If anyone on this team, though, is used to hard contact, it is Ann Mossman, who is a professional stunt woman by trade.
That's true.
I saw a video this morning when I was doing some of my research of her on fire swinging a samurai sword.
And she popped right up there. You saw that. I don't think she's one to lie on the ice and milk it.
Put it this way, if she's feeling it, she's not going to show it. 11:38 here to go in the second period. It's all Brisbane right now. A trip is the call. So Brisbane will go back on a meet at Billy's power play. We talked about the power play woes all year at about 6%. They'd love to get something going now.
St. Amant in the box here for the trip.
Brisbane going to cycle this one. Fitzgerald, she already has 2 on the night here. And LaPlante couldn't get it as a good defensive effort there by the Ice, is able to knock that one away, and this one gets knocked forward, so it'll kill some more time off. But Melbourne working hard here on this one. Anderson able to create some problems, but now here comes LaPlante. Clinic coming in 3-on-2. And Melbourne doing a great job to get back here. Withridge from the top. Looking here, minute 18 to go here on the meet at Billy's power play. And Melbourne do a great job there to break this one out, and they will chase it. And Brisbane will knock that one over. A good play there by Davis Tope to create some trouble here for Brisbane. But now a breakout opportunity as they've got a mismatch 4-on-2 now. Northridge. And a pass in, just too hot off the skate. Now Melbourne with a chance to clear it, and they do through Danielle Butler. So good penalty killing here.
Looks like the second unit's coming on for Brisbane now.
The Melbourne Ice have a 92% penalty kill rate here this year, which is unbelievable. Mahoney now with a great chance. Mahoney in a shot, and that one gets saved by Piers. Costa, 22 seconds to work on the player up situation, and a great pass, but Mahoney unable to deal with it now. And Melbourne making this one very difficult. And Costa now with a shot, and that one gets knocked away by the knees there of the Melbourne Ice player. It's Cochran, the captain, putting her body on the line. Good work here. We're back to even strength. And Melbourne now going to work on the forecheck. Julian strips that one away. Picked up by Butler, who sends it back to Julian. And that one gets sent on, but almost hooked it wide right. Now here comes Brisbane. Annie Fitzgerald using her pace now. Here come Brisbane 3-on-2 on the rush. Annie Fitzgerald splits two. Fitzgerald takes it the whole way, and Piers with a save.
Impressive rush by Fitzgerald.
Player very high quality, played 4 seasons at Boston University, which if you knew anything about women's hockey is one of the premier organizations in the NCAA, in both men's and women's hockey actually, and Piers will cover this one. 8:55 here to go in the second period. Brisbane up 3-0. See it here on the replay. Great skating there. Creates an opportunity, but there was some contact there. They've been consistently letting that go here tonight, so I don't really have a problem with it in that situation.
No, and the referee, Nick Williams, was right there standing beside it. He saw it exactly, and I actually don't mind leaving it as a non-call.
So here comes Melbourne trying to break this one out, and they'll have a chance here now with Anderson. Brisbane getting back very well defensively, but a good deke there creates some space.
Great back check by Worm, number 2.
And that the shot trickled wide. And a shot on target. There were some screening bodies. Arthur saw it late. The second shot goes wide. And Melbourne picking this puck up in the attacking zone from Davis Tope. But this one will get picked up here by Madison LaPlante, who's going to send one forward. And Brisbane trying to work here. McDonald has it stripped away, and now here come the Ice 2-on-2. Shot out, and a good shot. The pass went wide, and that one wasn't screened, and the referee has blown it dead. But a good pass there on the breakout, and a good shot was saved by Arthur, and I don't know if that one was covered up.
Yeah, it wasn't covered, but that's the vagaries of a single referee system, the 3-man crew. Most leagues around the world have gone to the 4-man crew, so the AW stays with the 3. Another great shift by Anderson and Davis Tope. To me, they've been the 2 best players for Melbourne Ice going forward. They're dangerous every time the puck is in the Brisbane zone, and they're working so hard to try and regain it every time they lose it.
And, you know, both of those players are amongst the leading leaders for points for the Ice, 15 each for them, and a dangerous opportunity created, and a shot. The rebound gets sent wide. And Fisher calling for it as this one goes, but she's going to have the speed advantage here, actually. But Melbourne deal with it, only for a second.
I think Steph Cochran, who just turned that one shot on net down there, will be having nightmares about that missed open net.
And that one gets sent, but the boards might create an opportunity here. Saint Amand wins the puck, sends that one to a dangerous spot, but it looked like a skate actually knocked that pass off target. And a whiff there by Costa creates a dangerous chance there, and it's unable to be turned on target by Butler. This one's down in the corner, both sides fighting hard for it. 7:15 here to go in the second period. You could hear Fisher calling for it somewhere on the ice. And now here comes Mahoney and Fisher, 2-on-1. Back to Fisher, Fisher and a shot, great save by Piers. This one's still loose in front. Piers is gonna cover up Fisher, dives for it. And we get a break in play after a frantic few seconds here in the Melbourne defensive zone.
And I'll tell you, despite that great rush here, we'll see with Courtney Mahoney breaking it forward, bringing the defender out to her, passing across to Allie Fisher for that shot. It's and a nice save by Michaela Piers. The last 3 or 4 minutes have been all ice. And I think they can thank the Davis-Tope and Anderson line for setting the tone, and the next two lines followed. We'll see if they can carry it forward.
That pass broken up by Godfrey, but Brisbane win it back right away. But only for a second as this one gets won back by the ice, but a slip-up could create an opportunity here for Brisbane as Fitzgerald wins this puck. But a good job of teamwork there to win this one back for the ice, and now they got a breakout opportunity. Here we go. Julian takes a shot on, but Rapchuk with a great defensive play there to break that one up before it gets started. Brisbane got to clear the zone, and they do. Great pass forward to Clinic. And a whiff there now creates an opportunity for Brisbane as Clinic gets the puck here. Clinic shot on target, and that goes wide. I think that might have got caught up with the defender. Fitzgerald now very dangerous, and a pass on to Clinic, who was in a very dangerous spot unmarked. 6 minutes to go here in the second period, and it's all Brisbane in these last couple 30 seconds here. But a reprieve for the ice as Dixon will dump this one in. But Fitzgerald now, and a great defensive play there, breaks that one up. That could have been extremely dangerous if not for Raimundo. Pardon me, it was Dutton who broke that up. Anderson now wins it for the Melbourne Ice. And a breakout pass just too far, and this one will get picked off by Amanda Dixon. And it's going to come all the way back from Madison LaPlante, who loses the puck now for a second, and then it gets stick-checked away by Davis-Tope, who had a couple players trailing in dangerous spots, but nothing happens with it as of now. This one's going to get sent back down to the corner to get fought over, and it's going to come out for only a second as Anderson wins this puck back with a good check there by Kelly. Knocks it away. Brisbane having to fight to get this puck away. It comes to Kelly, who's going to send this one forward. And it's just a little too far for Clinic, but it won't get all the way to the, for Worm. And Worm with a little check there in the back that goes uncalled. Icing will be happening now, though. And 4:51 here to go in the game. Melbourne will get a face-off in their attacking zone.
So icing here by the Melbourne Ice, but before that, again, the Davis-Tope, Anderson, and Nusimovic line has just been really the best three on the ice for team in white. They've put a lot of pressure on, they've put a lot of energy, and they've gotten some pucks to the net.
They do well to clear the zone here for a second, but Mahoney gets this one back into the offensive zone to work here. And that one's going to come out, so Crompton has to work it around. Mossman passes over to Fisher, who's going to dump this one, no look in for Mahoney. Great communication here on the ice for Brisbane. And Fisher falling down is going to get this one to a dangerous spot, but now here comes Cochran the other way, one-on-one with LaPlante. Cochran whiffs on the shot. Actually, it might have been a fake. She'll call it a fake. But that one gets knocked over comfortably for Brisbane. And what a pass there by Clinic. They're just using the stick to deflect over, but Melbourne able to deal with it here. Some contact in the boards there, and Clinic will come in. And it looks like we will blow this one dead as it's probably caught under the Lightning player there.
Good play by Steph Cochran. I think she just wanted to freeze it. Let's settle this down.
Actually, it looks like they might be slow to get up as there might have been some hard contact into the boards. They did get tied up there. Both players just taking a second here. And
hopefully it's all good.
And both players to their feet, which is good to see.
It is. Yeah, Steph Cochran just, I think, wanted to there's been enough back and forth that last minute. She just said, let's just settle this down and get back to normal.
It's been a very wide open period. It's gone by quickly as we have only 4 minutes here to go. Fitzgerald with a good stick check there, able to deal with it for now. But St. Amand will get it here at the blue line. St. Amand sends one on and it gets caught up in a Brisbane pair of skates. And the zone is cleared for now, but dumped back in by the ice. Brisbane have some time in the back end. This one's going to get passed up to Clinic, but the boards will be unkind. And that one gets shipped up into the net and sent forward. Brisbane will have a change or two. And here come the Melbourne Ice, but that one gets cleared out of the zone and immediately dumped back in by Solway. But this one gets sent all the way down. It looks like This one's going to send around Acosta. McDonald. It will come to McDonald, but St. Amand is able to keep it in the zone. Only for a second. This one's going to come back to the defense, and one's going to get sent all the way down. And Brisbane will pick it up. Here come Brisbane looking to break out now. Costa with it to the left. Takes a shot on, but that one just goes wide. Brisbane with some good forechecking here, but Melbourne able to break out now. Here comes Julian. The leading point scorer for the Ice this season. And a great stick check there, able to deal with it by Rapchuk. But a pass in, and it's dealt with again by the Lightning here. Great defense here. The Ice haven't registered a shot on target in a few minutes here.
Yeah, Brisbane's done really well. You know, a moment of brilliance again by Julian, trying to take it up the ice a couple times, stopped. And other than that, it's really been the one line for Melbourne that's shown a little bit of oomph. This period has really gone a little bit downhill in the direction towards the Melbourne net, and it's been a lot of one-way traffic.
Which is funny because the first couple minutes of this period was exactly the opposite, and it really seemed like those two goals took all the wind out of the sail for the Melbourne Ice. Minute 47 here to go in the period. This one's going to get looped around, and it's going to get one here by the Ice, so a chance here late in the period to get something going, and the breakout pass is just too hot, which has been the theme here for the Ice a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of lost pucks in the neutral zone for the Ice.
And Anderson with a good shot, and that one gets saved by Arthur.
And no rebound again. Both goalies doing well holding on to the puck. Wow, 1:31. I've just glanced up at the clock, Lachlan.
Yeah, the period's gone by.
It's only a minute and a half left in the period. And it's been a really high-paced, sort of frenetic at times period. A lot of back-and-forth hockey and a number of chances.
A lot of action here as this one here is won in the defensive zone by the Lightning. And they're going to try and break this one out. Clinic is going to dump this one forward for Fitzgerald, but it gets dealt with by Dutton. And a good pass there to Davis Tope. But Brisbane deal with it. Here comes Fitzgerald. Good deke. Beats one, beats two. Heads up, finds Costa to the right. Here comes Kelly Costa, the captain, who's going to send this one around the horn, but lays it off for Wutrick, who sends one a shot on. Hits the stick by the sound of it and gets immediately covered up by Pierce, who gets her 26th save of the night here.
Good sharp play by Kelly Costa. I got to give credit to her. She carried it into the zone. She had Wuthrich behind her. She had the opportunity to do a drop pass, but instead carried it down low to more dangerous territory. Wuthrich picks it up, gets a nice little low shot on Pierce, who covers up well.
Got a couple players lining up for shots here, but if anything, it was a great job by Dutton there to just by Butler to tie up the stick and not allow anything quick or cheap. Butler's going to win this puck again. 48 seconds here, heads up the ice, and here she comes, creating an opportunity there. Looks like Cochran tried to set a little bit of pick. Butler! And it was a stick check that sent that one wide.
Again, a good stick by Kelly Costa offensively, and then a nice little play defensively as well.
Fitzgerald sends this one forward to Clinic. A great pass there to the middle, but a better stick check there by St. Amand is able to deal with it. And a good deke there. Here comes Melbourne. But a stick is able to get in the way, and this one knocks it back to LaPlante. 10 seconds here to go in the period. And this one will come out to McDonald. And you would think that this will end here without further incident unless we see a slap shot at the end of the period, and we will not. So Brisbane, an ideal start to the period after they weathered an early storm from the Melbourne Ice. They're able to get a few goals there in this period, two early ones, and this kind of took the wind out of the sails here for the Melbourne Ice. As it's been kind of all Brisbane at moments here in the second period. Moments of a glimpse there from the Ice, but they've done well defensively, and even though the Lightning have 3 goals, none of them have been easy, and they've been creating kind of a lot of moments which have made things difficult for the Lightning. They found 2 goals, though, and right now Melbourne's got it all to play for here in the third period.
The Ice has kept it close, though. I got to give them credit. There's 29 shots and 3 goals by the Lightning. That's about a .900 save percentage for the goalie. I think any time in women's hockey you're getting your goalie to have 900 or above save percentage, it's not her fault. That's where you got to look at the other end of the ice and say that there's 20 shots on goal on Arthur, and we haven't done a good enough job getting pucks dangerous pucks to the net and following them up for rebounds.
Well, that's the key word you said there, dangerous. Of those 19 shots, you could probably subtract about 8 of them that have just been shots completely unscreened from the blue line, and Arthur's had no trouble covering those at all, which when you've got the backup goaltender, I think the Melbourne coaching staff would really want a lot more dangerous shots, a lot more bodies in front of the net screening, and I think that might be the message in the dressing room here at the end of the second.
That's what I would be saying. I'd definitely be highlighting some of these successful shifts that the Melbourne Ice have had, and that's been really just not trying to deke through everybody. It's getting pucks to the net, following it up for simple rebounds, and then just working really hard down low to put pressure on the defenders.
Well, and that's kind of been the story for Brisbane here so far, and it's been the story for Brisbane all season. There's no one, like obviously Andy Fitzgerald was the talk all preseason, but everyone's produced and they play a great team style of hockey, and Matt Myers kind of instilled that in them. We saw them pick up the silver medal with it last year, and they'd love to improve on that this year. We've got about 14 minutes, and we will be back. Brisbane leads this one right, however. It's 3-0 here going into the second. All to fight for here for the Melbourne Ice. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the third period of action, live from Boondall. And we are back live here from Boondall for the third period of action of this AWIHL contest between the Brisbane Lightning and the Melbourne Ice. Right now on the scoreboard, at least, it is all Brisbane. They are up 3-0. Let's take a look at the head-to-head stats here at the second intermission. And right now, Brisbane, all smiles on the scoreboard. It's 3-0 here at the end of the second. The shots on target closer than they were at the beginning of the game, but have also stretched out a little bit in that second period there. It's 29-19 now. The save percentage just dipped under 900 for the Ice. Still perfect for Kayla Arthurs, looking to hopefully keep the shutout intact for her. Of course, now that I've said something.
Well done, Lachlan. Thank you.
Sorry, I apologize.
Commentator's curse. There you go.
And the power plays for both sides right now. Brisbane, no surprise. It's 0 for 4 as they have been, I believe terrible would even be flattering all season, as they are now 3 for 47 on the season on the power plays. And Melbourne Ice, their number will trick down a little bit. They'd be around the 28% right now, but their penalty kill number, which was coming into this one at 91.46%, you've got to think would be somewhere about the 92%. Let's take a look at the road ahead for Brisbane. They've got the Ice again tomorrow, and then the big contest against the Sydney Sirens. That one will be huge because Brisbane right now and Sydney fighting for that third place spot, but Brisbane could put some daylight in between them and the Sirens if they're able to pick up 2 wins here this weekend. And for the Ice coming up here, they've got the Lightning again, and then the big Melbourne derby against the Ducks away up in North Melbourne. I believe Heidelberg somewhere is where that barn is located, so that'll be a big contest down there in Melbourne. Derby weeks are always big in the AIHL, whether it's Ice and Mustangs or Ice and Ducks. The contests are still the same, but we got a contest here tonight in Brisbane. Third period underway. Brisbane win the face-off. Let's go. Rapchuk here with this puck. He's going to send this forward to Fisher, and that one got intercepted by the Ice. You know they'd want to come out, start here, and start hot and get a quick goal. It'd be huge for the momentum.
That's the difference there. They just couldn't get that puck deep. I mean, if Brisbane's going to come out here and try and get that puck into the zone to really put some pressure on, they got to make sure they get it and turn the D around.
So Crompton is going to send this one, but just goes wide and unable to stay in the zone. Amanda Dixon will pick this one up and dump it in.
Again, the Melbourne D get it facing forward. That's not the type of puck that's going to be helpful for the Brisbane Lightning.
And Anderson, that one comes up to Butler. And she's going to send this one in, and an arm in the air now, and a player in the net. And we'll have a power play here for the Melbourne Ice.
Could have been a couple on that play. Shanita Crompton had a little bit of interference down here on the Melbourne Ice player as she entered the zone. And then as Anderson was tearing towards the net, Killenick just got her stick in between her legs and gave her a little bit of a can opener and stopped her getting her stick on the puck. So here we see the Melbourne power play coming to the fore again. And we're going to see Brisbane head out with the double import forwards on the PK. Now,
as bad as Brisbane have been on the power play, on the penalty kill, they've actually been pretty decent this season, coming into this one at 7 for 36. That's about 80%. But a big chance here created by the Ice. And Arthur able to deal with it.
Good stick by Mossman in the crease there to keep the Melbourne Ice players' stick from connecting with the puck into the open net.
And now Fitzgerald's going to win this one off the boards, and a point-blank slap shot. You know that one didn't feel well, chest protector and all. My goodness, what a save. And now here comes Julian the other way. We got a little bit of basketball end-to-end here. And what a frantic first 90 seconds here.
Great little shot by Julian, screened by the D. Arthur did a good job dealing with it. And we got another penalty coming up here against Brisbane.
And yeah, so we'll see what the call is here. LaPlante doesn't like it, but nonetheless, it looks like she's going to be headed to the box.
I didn't see anything, Lachlan, so I can't comment, but
let's look at these couple saves here. So we see here on the replay, the puck gets sent, the first shot here, and there's the save by Arthur, the quick double save. Mossman, as you said there, with a great opportunity. This one comes up, and we've talked about the Boondall boards all season. And a point-blank slap shot right to the chest. What a save by Piers.
The old clapper from the face-off dots, or closer by
I don't even think that was the bottom of the hash. Here comes St. Amand now for the Melbourne Ice. They want something quickly here. And a good chance created. There's Julian unable to convert over to Butler. And an errant pass now will create a couple seconds, so 5-on-3 for another minute here for the Ice.
And we'll see if the Ice can create some traffic in front. Last time they were very spread out. They were all on the outside, and in a 5-on-3, that's not what you're looking to do.
And it looks like that's the case right now, but Butler kind of coming into the slot here. And gets a deflection on, and Arthur covers that up the whole way extremely confidently and gets a little tap there from Crompton.
Yeah, good save by Arthur. Again, both goalies, as we said a number of times, dealing with shots really well and swallowing them up, not letting that second chances come through as best as they can.
And we see it there on the replay. She had all the time and space in the world, and they didn't do much to clear the screener there, but Arthur stands strong, very confident here. 23 saves for her on the night. And none have been bigger than that one as we have a false start here on the faceoff. 17:48 here to go in the game. 42 seconds left to go here on the first penalty. That is the Lindsay Clinic penalty.
Melbourne getting their second unit on the ice here.
And Cochran sends one on, and that one gets deflected again. And Arthur covers again and hears it from the Brisbane bench.
But some good work by Melbourne there. At least they had two players in front. Two of their women went to the front of the net looking for rebounds.
So far on this power play, yeah, both shots have been a lot more dangerous than they have been creating opportunity-wise so far in this game. So you know the Melbourne bench would at least be happy about that. What an effort there to clear the zone there by Woothridge. And so 25 seconds here to go on the 5-on-3. Woothridge trying to break it up there again. Anderson lays it off. Butler and a shot. What a save there with the blocker. And an even better dump out there will be able to clear some time off, and all three Brisbane players will change. And now this will be the last effort here on the 5-on-3, you'd think, as it comes up to Butler. 3 seconds left now, and it's down to 5-on-4. The first penalty expires. So now 35 seconds to work here for the Ice on the player up situation. Anderson takes this one to the top. Anderson trickles one through. And Arthur saw it the whole way. A battle here in the corner now between Cochran and Dixon. This one's going to come out now. St. Amand at the top of the zone. Couldn't get it to her, though. And a great pass there in front. A little combination there creates an opportunity, but Davis Tope not able to turn it on. St. Amand with a shot there, wasn't able to make it to the keeper, and another one gets knocked wide there. 2 seconds left, so Brisbane kills off the 5-on-3, and a big chance here at the end of the power play. And Brisbane able to weather the storm. 16:20 here to go. These are the moments in this game that are huge, especially early here in the period.
Puck's not out yet, though, and the Brisbane line looks a little bit tired, so we'll see what happens. Annie Fitzgerald, though, comes on as the fresh player, and she's got the puck.
She's going to dump this one in for someone to chase, and they will change those legs, though. And it's going to get picked up here, but only for a second. Brisbane, great forechecking. They've been doing it well all night. And Mahoney with a great steal there. Sends this one down into the corner for Crompton, but Davis Tope able to deal with it. Brisbane still with it here in the zone, though. Crompton. Yeah, you see a lot of tired legs out there, but here come Melbourne with a chance to attack. But Crompton, great job to just tie up the player there and not let him get anything going on the breakout.
Great angle by Crompton coming out of the zone.
So here comes a chance now. It's Godfrey. And Godfrey just loses the puck for a second and is not able to do anything dangerous with it. Kind of a little passive here from Melbourne. You'd think they'd want to be more active here trying to create something, as Godfrey with a great deke. Couple dekes there. Godfrey with a shot. That one's saved there by Arthur, and a good double save. 15 minutes here to go in the period, and she comes up to her 29th save of the game.
Nice hands by Shauna Godfrey. She has been in the league a long time, but she still has the moves.
Absolutely a key figure here for the Melbourne Ice, and they're going to bring it up again. Here comes Julian. And a good stick lift there by Mahoney is able to stop her for a second. Godfrey, it's her 11th AWIHL season this year. A long-time veteran. Now Melbourne, that one gets knocked away for a second. So this one is picked up here by Pullen. Who sends one on, and that was really dangerous as it almost just went through. I don't know if that went through the webbing.
I think it went off her glove and definitely nicked the bottom of the post for sure.
Yeah, that was extremely dangerous and almost very fortunate for the ice. Poland's going to pick this one up here in the back. Poland, it's her 6th AWIHL seasons. Pass this one forward to Cochran now. And Cochran is going to send this one around, and no one able to deal with it. The Ice win it, but only for a second as a Fitzgerald poke check knocks that one away. It's kept in the zone, but only for a second here. And Fitzgerald is now going to have to fight with it for Yakowicz. And Fitzgerald will come away with it. She's 1-on-5 against the entire Melbourne Ice team, and somehow Withrich comes up with this puck here. Withrich dancing through the zone.
What a toe drag by Withrich.
Withrich, Emma Withrich, her first goal of the season for the Lightning. She came back, you talked about it in the pregame, she was going to be huge coming back here, had a great season last year, but she gets on the scoreboard here, and Brisbane blow this one out to a 4-0 lead.
What a little touch of class by Withrich. It was a bit of a broken play. Annie Fitzgerald kind of carried it in, threw it to the front, didn't really end up anywhere, but then Withrich grabs it, little toe drag to her backhand, and sneaks it into the far post over Pierce's left pad. Nice stuff.
And the toe drag was great, but what about the finish?
Nice stuff.
Beautiful there. Brisbane in a position that I don't think anyone thought they were going to be in leading into this game. We thought it was going to be extremely tight, and it's been way tighter than it has been on the score. Just look at the shots on target right here. It's only 32-29, but Brisbane have converted 4. And right now in a very comfortable position. We talked about it not on the air, but in the last period, in the last intermission, Brisbane have already blown a lead this year to the Ice. So you thought that would be in the back of their minds, but they've able to put it to the side here as they've been able to find another goal and make things a little more comfortable. As here comes Clinic into the zone now.
And this line for the Brisbane Lightning, the Clinic, Fitzgerald, and Withrich line has been dangerous.
Fitzgerald, that one got deflected up and over as the Brisbane fans starting to get more vocal here. Rapchuk shoots, and that one gets saved by the pad. And the pass, the first breakout pass is just too much. We talked about it a bit in the second period as this one's going to get iced all the way down. Melbourne just not connecting on that first breakout pass.
No, I think the forwards of Brisbane are doing a really good job to put pressure on those defenders so that pass, again, just similar to that pass was just a little bit off the tape, and as a result goes all the way down the ice. And the strong side D on Brisbane's actually doing a pretty good job of staying in the zone as well.
Now here, Costa sends one on, but it gets caught up in the traffic, and now here comes an opportunity for the Ice to break out here through Anderson. And a great deke there. Anderson creates some space, and now here comes a potential opportunity here. And Davis Tope, that one gets deflected up into a potentially dangerous spot. Now it's on the back of the net, and our referee will blow it dead. 12:07 here to go in the game, and a lot of work in front of the Melbourne Ice.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you're playing as a player and you've had your chances, you've had some breaks, you've had some, the odd pucks lying in the crease ready to be swatted, and you just need one to break that bubble, and you just can't get it. And it gets very frustrating the further and further you get into it.
So a shot here gets deflected. Now here comes Clinic. 2-on-2. Brisbane looking to do something dangerous here. Pardon me, that was Mahoney who lays it off for Fisher. Great pass over there to Costa, who sends one down, and this one is going to get picked up here by Poland. And a potentially dangerous bounce there, and that gets dealt with. And a power play, a meet at Billy's power play coming. So just when there was a lot of work in front of the Ice, they've just made it way more difficult for themselves.
I think that was Marnie Poland. She was coming back on side, and there was some contact to be had, and she's not someone to shy away from it. And maybe her leg got a little bit loose and caught Crompton and brought her down in a bit of a trip. So here we go on the Brisbane Lightning meet at Billy's power play. We'll see what the women can do with this opportunity with 11:35 left in the period.
So it comes to Crompton here. Over to LaPlante. They're going to work this one here. Don't really need to be urgent on this one when you've got the 4-goal lead. A power play is almost just as good as a goal in that situation as you're able to kill us effectively 2 minutes off. But a great save there, and Very powerful slap shot. We saw there Fitzgerald is able to generate a lot of power with that stick. That second goal was pretty much just sheer velocity. We see it here, working the puck around there. Fitzgerald sees that she's got time and just says, you know what, I'm taking a shot. She's on a hat trick, 2 goals here tonight, so she'd love to get one. I'd have to look back. I'm not sure if she has a hat trick yet in the AW. She came close definitely that first week against Perth, I remember. Either way.
I still think here, Brisbane, you're on a power play. You need 2 players on the puck like immediately, and they're just not puck hungry enough sometimes on the power play, I think.
That one's a very dangerous chance created.
And just as I say that, Lachlan, not puck hungry enough, Crompton goes to the front of the net for the rebound, and I think stuffs it home under Piers.
Yeah, that was just a case of there was some garbage loose in front of the net. Crompton's able to get a stick on it, and unfortunately for Piers, that one goes in the net. That's the 5th goal she's given up tonight. And coming into this one, she was only averaging 1.5 goals a game, and a timeout will get taken here by Melbourne. And this one here is kind of in danger of getting blown wide open.
Yeah, it is. I think this is a good timeout by the Melbourne coaching staff. I think they got to really settle things down. They can't take any more penalties. They may not have caused any goals except for this one on the power play or on the penalty kill, but each penalty they take kills 2 minutes of time regardless, and time is now their enemy as well as the Brisbane Lightning women. So there's only 10 minutes left, and they really got to try really hard to make sure they're playing really smart hockey. Get out of the zone, and this is where the road hockey comes in. Get out of the zone, cross the red line, we're down by 5, let's get it deep, and let's just work. Let's work as hard as we can.
Something you can see on our camera here right now, the ice around the huddle here, but in the background there, you've got Michaela Piers just getting a talking to from a backup goaltender there, Jessica Meggs, just telling her, you're all right, you know. A lot of these have been very tough ones at the back. The clinic goal for one was one where she just got beat. The Fitzgerald one was another. There was some bodies in front. Screen shot there with a lot of velocity. She gets beat there, and that one was just a loose puck in front that, if I'm being honest with you, the defense really should have dealt with.
Yeah, they should have dealt with it a lot better. So it's this isn't one where you think, okay, we can blame our goalie a little bit on this one. No, these 5 goals were well developed and worked hard for by the Lightning women.
And it comes a point where with 10 minutes to go, obviously there's, in this league, no player makes it to this league by giving up ever. But there's a point where you almost start to think, well, we got a game tomorrow here in about 24 hours. We might need to save some legs. But as I said, you don't get to this level by having that mindset.
No. And I think as Melbourne works it down low here, it's the Davis-Tope line again that's got the pressure. I think they also want to look at breaking a shutout, and that's what I, as a player, would be thinking. Okay, let's just get one, and because you never want to be shut out.
And I'd have to look at my stats here at the end of tonight and get you an update if that does end up happening. But I don't think the Ice have been shut out all year.
No, I don't believe so.
And I'd actually be hard pressed to find the last game they did get shut out in. As here comes Anderson. And of course, now that we've talked about it, I'm sure it won't happen. But
well, I was thinking if we talk about it too much, then that counts out the commentator's curse. So
we'll just try and out-curse the commentator's curse. So here it comes Brisbane now with a pass up into the zone. Too hot for Fisher, but she's going to get down there to this one first. And another dangerous chance created there. Crompton wanted to have her second goal here of the night, but she's unable to finish there in front. Here come Brisbane now, working with this puck along in front of the Melbourne bench, and this one's going to trickle out, and it should get to Fisher, and it does. Fisher sends one into a dangerous spot, but just no one able to get it there. And not a lot of hustle back from Brisbane there. And you could actually, I don't know if you could pick it up on the mic. I could certainly hear it through my headset. Coach Matt Meyer call for hustle.
Yeah, Dixon really had to get back there quicker. By the time she got it, she's at her inner own circles, and her play was not exactly ideal.
What a great knock forward there by Mahoney here to create some space now. Has Fitzgerald trailing. Let's see if she finds her. But she's going to loop this one back around here now. A great passing, kept in the zone by Mossman. Here comes Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald put one in front there, and it gets dealt with by Piers. Brisbane lining up to shoot right now. It's almost like a shooting gallery in the Brisbane zone. But now here come the Ice with a good chance and a good seal out there.
That was actually a great play by Mossman. Sharna Godfrey is going to deke you out if you just watch the puck.
Great pass, shot, bar down, goal. Brisbane extends the lead to 6, 8:14 to go. And if there wasn't nails in the coffin yet, you gotta think that'd be one.
That's a really tough one. I mean, Sharna Godfrey had a nice play going forward. She makes the deke, but the defender doesn't let her get through, may let the puck get through. Great D play, and suddenly we go wham bam, back up the other end of the ice onto the blade of Kilinik. What a pass.
What an incredible pass. Let's look at that again on the replay.
I think that was Fitzgerald.
It was, and Clinic bar down on the postage stamp in the corner. That's her second goal of the night. I believe her 6th goal on the season. Let me double check that. Yes, it is. What a performance here tonight. Brisbane, you know they wanted a big performance. They came into this one on a winning streak 4 in a row. They've made it 5 possibly here tonight, barring a huge performance here by the Melbourne Ice. But if there's a team that's going to do it in this league, it's the 8-time champions, 2-time defending champions. And here comes Melbourne as they're going to be just hunting one at this point. A great deep by Fitzgerald. An even better no call there by the referee because I think she got caught up in her own skates. But here come Brisbane now. Wuthridge a shot. That one gets saved in the pads and gets a stick tap there. But a great save there by Pierce again.
Yeah, I think every time this line crosses the attacking blue line, I'm looking for something to happen. Every time that Wuthridge gets her stick on the puck, she often doesn't look like she's putting out the greatest effort, but she is moving at a high speed and willing to go to tough areas. So, well done by her.
Now Brisbane and these are the types of things at the end of the game too. Just winning some of these little battles are huge going into tomorrow night for the Melbourne Ice, just for confidence. Because if you get completely outplayed here tomorrow night, that makes tomorrow night way more difficult.
It does. And I think they want to really, with 7 minutes and 21 seconds left in the game here, they just really want to work on getting it in and keeping it down low. Can we not just, and that's okay. That's okay by Davis. And you see Davis Tope going to the net, trying to create a little bit of something, just saying, I'm going to try and get a little bit of energy for my team, put a little stick on the goalie, put a glove in the chest of the defender.
And now, you don't see this as often in the women's game, if at all, but is this the place where, obviously you don't carry an enforcer in Australia at all in the men's side either, but is this the moment where you almost take a run at someone and just try and fire up the bench?
I think it's where you start really saying, let's put the puck on the wall, and the ref's letting us play the body. He's calling the stick stuff. Let's if he's letting us play it, let's play it.
And the puck here in the corner, as we just talked about there. It's been a great game of hockey. The scoreboard hasn't really reflected, but very exciting game to watch here in Boondall. And I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday night than here in Iceworld. Now here come the Ice. Bring it into the zone. And they're just hearing, you might have been able to hear it on the microphone, calls from the Melbourne Ice to just get shots on. They should just shoot it. And here is another chance. That one's very loose in front. Arthurs by hook or by crook has kept it out. And here's a breakout chance now for Brisbane. There's the breakout pass now. Here come the Lightning 2-on-1. LaPlante, shot, saved by Piers. St. Amand is going to win this puck here now and sends it on to Julian, who's got a chance now. 20 points on the season. She'd love to make it 21. Slap shot! And that one is saved by Arthur. Ticks up to her 33rd save on the night. And actually, how is it, right, when you've got this great shot here, you see it. Here's the scramble in front of the net. And I think that might have just been a little bit of luck there on the pad, but not often you see a player with 33 saves and a shutout have less saves than the other goaltender. 33 to 34 right now. Pierce with the slight advantage.
But she's doing really well, I'll be honest. And she's probably taking the most of her opportunity with Katie Meyer overseas to say, hey, look, I want to compete here as well.
Well, and that's the thing is we saw it with the Lightning men this season. When you've got two goaltenders fighting for the same spot, you can produce some great performances that way.
You can. Competition breeds success, and I'm a big believer in that, and Kayla's really showing that here.
And, when these moments happen, when all these teams send players away to these international competitions, which one of the best things as well is developing players who get to play at the high level overseas. These players who don't get as many minutes get to show what they can do on the big stage, on the national stage here in the AW.
That's right.
So this one gets picked up here. 5:19 here to go in this game in the third period. And Brisbane are just going to want to hold this lead here. And a good shot taken there. And Arthur with a save. And now I think that's where we were talking about a little bit there, showing some fire from the ice. But when you're Arthur, you almost don't want your defense to switch off too much because you're still pushing this shutout here.
Yeah,
and
that was a little too nonchalant by the Brisbane Lightning women there. Killing it, carried it out from behind the net and just dumped it to the wing. I think she thought Costa was going to skate up with her, but Costa didn't, and as a result, a giveaway happens. Puck goes to the front of the net. Now we get an O-zone face-off for the ice, and they put out the Davis-Tope line, which has been their most dangerous line.
And one of the things that makes Coach Meyer such a great coach is what a save there. I believe that caught a little bit of the glove. 5 minutes to go here in the game. They're up 6-0, and Coach Meyer's still asking for the I's to be dotted and the T's to be crossed. So this one comes up into the corner. It's Anderson. Great seal out there by Rapchuk. Player you've seen just a little bit of over the years. This one gets sent out here. And kept in by Yakowitz. And a quick backhand shot, and Arthur saw that late but was able to get a pad on it.
And just in the last 5 minutes, Lachlan, I really feel like Melbourne has been a little bit more of a jump, and I think they're getting to the pucks a little bit quicker than the Brisbane Lightning women, and they're really looking to put some pressure on.
And we talked about in the pregame who was going to win more of the garbage, and Brisbane definitely has been doing that, winning these 50-50 pucks, being more physical, winning the little battles, and it's accumulated into a huge lead here, 6-0 with 4 minutes to go in this game. Fisher with the puck here, and dangerous miscommunication there with Julian, and a shot on, and a big save there by Arthur, and now she ticks up to her 35th save of the night.
And that's one of those ones again. Brisbane's just, again, a little nonchalant. Fisher tries to play a puck back to Rapchuk. Not much pressure, not much speed on it, and suddenly you got Julian getting the shot on net.
You know, players still very hungry in the offense because that puck got chipped in, and both Crompton and Fisher were fighting for it hard. We're skating hard. Fisher pulled out, though, and was able to create that 2-on-1 opportunity, but now here come the ice, up the ice. And the ice thaws as Brisbane are able to take it away. And here comes Mahoney. Great skating. Toe drag! And that one got knocked away by St. Amand.
Just at the last second, nice stick that St. Amand got in there to make sure Mahoney couldn't get a shot on net. Well done by her.
St. Amand, a tremendous amount of experience she has brought here. The Canadian import, as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, spent 4 seasons in the NCAA. Great to see all these high-level hockey players coming over here and gracing our shores here in Australia.
Yeah, it's excellent. Excellent to see. The import situation in the AWIHL has really heightened over the last 3 to 4 years.
And that is a fantastic thing for the local players because when you get to play with higher-level players, iron sharpens iron, and that's part of what we talked about before as no arm in the air. Now here comes Clinic.
I think with 2 minutes left in the game here,
There's no point.
Referee's going to put his whistle in his pocket unless it's a dangerous play.
And this one is, what a pass there, finds Kalambakis, who we haven't heard much from tonight. And there's a tie-up in front here.
Fitzgerald just skates past the puck. It was sitting there in the top of the crease.
Kalambakis will knock this one forward, and there's some contact there at the face-off dot. Fitzgerald caught some contact in the back, and they go to the ice. 2 minutes to go here in the game, and for Brisbane, this one will be pretty comfortable. Here comes the ice, a shot on, and that one just goes wide. Musimovic getting another shot to her name. Minute 43 here to go in this game. Melbourne fighting to find a goal here. This one gets sent towards Dutton. And a great defensive effort there. Knocks it away. It's loose in front of the net still. And they're going to cover that one up, get that one covered. And applause from the Boondall faithful here for Kayla Arthur, who has had a tremendous game, and that's her 37th save on the night. You see it here, a loose puck in front of the net on the replay. Some pushing and shoving, and I think Kalambakis took a little late shove there from Davis-Tope, who's just saying, hey, we're still here.
Yeah, Davis-Tope leading this line of 3 into the zone again and showing what they can really do. They've been quality today.
This one comes around. Mahoney chops it forward, but it gets picked up by, I believe that's Yakowitz there. And this one is going to come all the way around to Fisher. So from 126 to the other. A good breakout pass there. Finds the stick of Mahoney, who showed great skill there to settle that puck on her stick, because that was not an easy puck to take. Now a little 6s and 7s at the back. This one will come into the boards. Mahoney's going to pick this puck up here. But a great defensive effort there by Anderson. And the forechecking, even with 40 seconds to go in this game, is extremely strong. Rapchuk sends one on. That one's loose in front. And Piers will make the save, cover up. And I believe that's Nusimovic there, possibly, who is clearing the – no, that's Dutton.
I think it's Dutton.
Who's clearing the crease there.
Again, that shift, I think, is what the Lightning need for the last minute here. They don't need to be fancy. They don't need another goal. They need to keep the puck down. No drop passes, no blind passes, no throwing it out in front blindly from behind the net. Get it to the point, get it back to the corner, get it to the front of the net, and just let the things happen. Let's kill this last 40 seconds. That's what Coach Meyer's got to be telling his team.
And, you know, that faceoff will help them do it because, as you just said, right now they just want to keep the puck up in this zone and keep it away from their net to prevent Melbourne from doing anything dangerous here, as Fitzgerald, is just going to take this puck back out of the zone, and they're almost going to play keep away. Let's see her skating skill here. Fitzgerald sends this one back. What a pass! And the shot just goes wide as she was falling down. And Brisbane still hunting. 15 seconds to go in this game. Mossman sends that one down. Fitzgerald's going to knock it into the corner. 10 seconds left. You just hope for everyone to stay on their feet. 5, 4, and here comes Fitzgerald with the shot as time expires, and a save there by Piers. Brisbane hunt till the very final second, and what a performance here, a season-defining performance, and we see the love coming down there for Kayla Arthur, a 37-save shutout here on home ice. What a performance.
What a team game in a lot of ways for the Lightning. Goalie does exceptionally well. Your top line was the best line from either team. And the second and third lines, other than the Davis-Toke line, who got some pressure every now and then, I really felt that they were hoping for really strong rushes by Julian and Butler were going to break the game, and they never really did. Strong D, really strong D as a team from the Brisbane Lightning.
Extremely strong, and we see Arthur come through there. The puck got tossed to the bench because that is a first career shutout in the AW. What a great performance all around from Brisbane, and what a win. A little smirk from Coach Meyer. I think the first smile I've seen from him tonight, and a glorious, glorious win from the Lightning. And you know, if they could back this performance up tomorrow, they're only 1 point shy of second place of the ice.
This will be a great game tomorrow. I mean, this is going to be for a number of reasons. Number one, can Brisbane back this up? Can Arthur back up her game? Can the team back up the defensive structure and the pressure they put on? And then on the other side, can Melbourne really bring it? If I was their coach and I was their top players, I'd be pretty unhappy with not only the score line, but with the shots on net comparatively, and with the danger that they created, which was really not very much. And so they're going to have to ask themselves, can we bring something better? So it's going to be a great contest tomorrow to see which teams show up.
And we know they're extremely capable of it. 8-time champions, 2 times defending champions. Now, it's a little different look lineup for them, but most of those key players are still there, and they just didn't perform here tonight.
No, they just really didn't. I think there were flashes of it. Julian coming up the ice. You know, Marnie Pullen played hard at times. But really, a shift for shift, the Brisbane Lightning were the better team. And at times, some of the Melbourne Ice players played well, but it wasn't consistent for the whole.
And the moments, the little moments, right? Brisbane won more of the garbage. They had a few of those, and they made everything difficult for the Ice here tonight. Every single thing they made difficult, and the Ice did a very good job of that themselves too, but Brisbane just converting, and they have a 6-0 win to show for it. So thank you for joining us here tonight. For myself, I am Lachlan Eels alongside Ivan Rapchuk here tonight. We are back with you tomorrow night, 3:45, so an hour earlier tomorrow. What a game we'll have in store for us tomorrow night. It's 2 versus 3 again, and right now, advantage Brisbane going into tomorrow night. So thank you for joining us, and we will be back for you again. Your final score here from Boondall tonight, the Brisbane Lightning 6, the Melbourne Ice nothing. And I will find that number for you to read for you tomorrow, because I can't remember the last time this Melbourne Ice team got shut out. I'm sure someone will tell me. Eric Brook will probably have the DM to me here in about 20 minutes. But either way, season-defining performance here for the Brisbane Lightning. And we'll be back for you tomorrow night. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.